What happened is that Brother Ares happened.
Uh-oh.
He missed out on the first world-spanning war, you see. So he was damned if he'd miss out on the next one.
God of
He
War.
found some jack-booted mortals, so
The
full
Nazis.
of themselves and their supremacy. And he told them
Wow.
about the idols. Then they came for us. Took us completely by surprise. Some they killed, but Aphrodite, her they
Oh dear God.
captured.
Welcome to my humble abode. I'm Yorkie the Tailspinner, and this is Tales Over Coffee. We'll start the day together with an attitude tale and a cup of coffee, in hope of welcoming a blessed day. We return now to Stray
But
Gods.
Apollo isn't sucking all the oxygen out of the room. Perhaps we can get somewhere.
Was all that really necessary? His reaction wasn't great, but you did provoke him.
It wasn't my finest moment, but you saw how he transformed. Apollo likes to pretend he's not the man he used to be, but behind that sad facade lurks exactly the lout I remember. I'll admit, the problem you present is a sticky one. If an idol is behind Calliope's death, they're clever. I need time to formulate a plan.
I got a week.
You've decided to help me then? I wasn't sure you would.
Well, what should I say? That I've changed my mind? That Calliope might have chosen you after all?
No, it's just...
You have fight in you. You've taken quickly to the Muse's powers. It's possible that she saw the potential. So yes, I'll help you. If, however, this has all been a desperate deception... Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Hey, this is better than
I
fighting
like
you.
this better than fighting with you. Way better.
Helping you rather than wanting you dead, you mean?
You seem like a woman who gets what she wants.
These days, yes.
Then I'd really rather have you on my side.
Wise choice.
These days, yes. Unlike when she was kidnapped by Hades and forced to marry him. Yeah, I'd imagine that wasn't what she wanted.
I have to ask, is Athena really not an option? She wouldn't see what you see? At all?
She might. Athena's no fool. She sees everything in terms of risk. Anything with the slightest chance of being a danger to the idols will not be tolerated.
I like this. I can't use that because it's the smart one, the clever one, and that's not the option I took.
In this scenario, I'm the unacceptable risk?
At worst, a murderer. At best, a usurper.
I have to be a usurper? I can't just be a happy accident?
In Athena's world, there are only dangerous accidents.
Yeah, I've met people like that.
What should I do while you're formulating? I don't like sitting on my hands.
Yeah, I've noticed. If you wish to keep busy, burn down the city. Start a revolution. Become a terror the likes of which mortals only dream.
Well, that's one way.
Really?
No, Grace. Go home. Be patient. When you see me next, I'll have a better idea of what to do.
Well, you could burn down the charts with your voice. You are the muse now, after all. Queen without a throne. Oh, we're moving on to Act 2. Deep End. Finish Act 1.
Hey, Freddy. Have you been waiting up this whole time?
Yeah? A goat man sends you off into the night. Your life is on the line. I'm gonna, what, sleep? What if you were taken prisoner, kept in a cave by a cyclops, or I don't know, turned into a tree? I was worried sick.
You were worried about me? Aw.
Well, you're my best friend in the whole world, Grace.
Possibly more.
Plus,
Who knows?
you know, what would the band do?
Right, the band. Where are Kaz and Brian anyway?
I told them you were fine, which isn't a lie, because technically you are.
At the moment.
Now tell me everything that happened. Huh. Persephone runs a club called the Underworld. That's a little on the nose.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest saying that to her face.
And you ended up staying with her instead of Apollo? I don't know, Grace. She sounds a little volatile.
She has her reasons.
I just hope I don't end up on her bad side again.
You'll figure your way out of it. You're still you.
Fair
I'm still
point.
me. That's true.
So what are your options? You need to go back to Persephone at some point?
I could go back to Apollo's as well. Make sure he's not sore about what happened.
Oh, and, there's this. Pan left a card, says, "Come by Olympus." I doubt he means the mountain in Greece.
Yeah, probably not.
Huh. I wonder what he wants.
Probably to cash in his precious favor.
Still not a fan?
You know how some people just set your teeth on edge? That's Pan. I can't help it. But it doesn't matter. I said I'd help, and that's what I'll do. You can count on me, Grace.
Thanks, Freddie.
The muse! Oh, the embodiment of inspiration! Can you believe it?
Yeah, kinda.
Let's check out the journal entry, see what's been updated. We've seen that. Of course, Freddie was waiting up when I got back from the underworld. She apologized for how things went down with Pan during the song. But honestly, I get it now. My power draws the good and bad out of people, and I don't always get to choose which will be. At any rate, it's good that I have Freddie on my side during all this. Okay, he's buy up his apartment. But apparently, after arguing with the idols, making everyone angry, Calliope finally left Olympus, and that's when she became friends with Persephone, who gave her the apartment. However, Persephone says they haven't spoken in 2 years. Hermes, would you believe Hermes has only been an idol for a year or so? Talks a lot about the old Hermes. So I guess they must have gone through something like me. They were there when the old Hermes died and his eidolon passed on to them. How often does that happen, I wonder? Why is she part of... Oh, Aphrodite's got this... Why is she part of the chorus? Nothing new there. Wow, seeing Apollo and Persephone biting each other's head off was really eye-opening. Do all the idols hold grudges against each other like this? If so, it's no wonder one of them got murdered. Apollo brought me to see Persephone, but who do you think almost tanked the entire thing? That's right, he did. He got all big and angry, like he was about to start hurling thunderbolts, and stormed out of the underworld like an angry child. Still can't believe it. Persephone laughed when asked if Athena might be a suspect, like the suggestion was ridiculous. Athena's entire existence is based on protecting the idols, and apparently she'd never break her own rules. Sounds so fun. Apollo gave me the lowdown on Persephone. Apparently the whole story about how she was kidnapped by Hades, Lord of the Underworld, is more or less true. He made Persephone his bride against her will, and the other idols did squat to stop it. What the stories don't mention is how she later killed Hades and took his throne, only to have the throne taken away by the other idols as punishment for the murder. Persephone's pretty pissed about it still, and honestly, who wouldn't be? Things got ugly between Apollo and Persephone pretty quickly until Apollo stormed out and I let him go. I mean, sure, 2 minutes before Persephone wanted my head on a platter, but now she was willing to help. Isn't that what he brought me here for? So she's my new ally, I suppose. She says that if an idol is really behind Calliope's death and was able to cover up their involvement, finding them might be difficult, which, you know, great. I don't want to stick with her, because actually she seemed a lot more competent than Apollo, who has his own issues going on. Okay, got that. Neither Apollo nor Persephone is considered Pan much of a suspect. He's not a murderer, according to them, even though his sudden involvement is really suspicious. Yeah, he's a game player. He's a mischief maker. I met Eros, the god of sex, just hanging out around the underworld, looking like a Turkish wrestler. Actually, looks like a bondage freak. He's fine. Well, to a degree, with the leather and the D-ring, or kind of D-ring. Taking a quick break from his BDSM dungeon. I told you! He was nice enough, if kind of wrapped up in his own problems. Hardly seemed to kill a type, but what do I know? Right, talk to Apollo, talk to Persephone, talk to Pan. I think we should talk to Apollo first. Try and smooth things over. Surfer dude here, why am I not surprised? May have heard that before, I don't know. Remember, I've just woken up.
Yeah, told you she'd be back.
What are you doing here? When you stayed with Persephone, I thought that... Well, I didn't expect to see you again.
I thought I'd check in on you. The way you left, well, it was quite the scene.
Ah, yes. That. I want to apologize for my outburst. Being around my family brings out the worst in me, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
it's
some
why
families
I
like that.
avoid them whenever possible, and why I should have resisted getting dragged into all this.
Apollo, everything you sang about still applies, even if you got angry.
I know.
We all make mistakes. You pick yourself up, and you try again for Calliope's sake.
I'll think about it, Grace. I promise. For now, you're in far better hands.
I'll hold you to that.
I think I am too. I think he's got too many issues. But be good to get him helping as well. Now, Oracle could be useful. Talk to Pan before Persephone, I think. Good old goat-headed mischief maker. Overgrown. Yes, he's a wilderness
hello,
god.
Grace, but I'm afraid that look on your face might be catching.
What is this place?
Pan's
It's a
little domain.
garden, darling. Surely even mortals have them.
This building. All those people I pass getting up here. Are they all idols?
Oh, at least some of them. Welcome to Olympus, dear Grace. Our home hidden away in plain sight. Marvelous, isn't it?
He's Olympus hidden.
I've passed this part of the city 100 times. I've never seen this building. Was it always here? Or...
Our Lady Hecate provides glamours that allow certain things to go unseen, such as my glorious
We haven't
homes.
met Hecate.
Olympus is the same. Those invited see it. Those who aren't see exactly what they expect. It's not anywhere as grand as in the old country, but it serves its purpose.
How many idols are there? It's a good question if there are so many
How
here.
many idols are there? I've met, less than 12?
Oh, I don't know, 20,
Is that all?
30. Our numbers have dwindled so much I've stopped keeping track.
I didn't know there were that many gods.
Minor
They're not
gods
all
as well.
equally legendary, it's true. Some idols were barely worshipped, others not at all. Indeed, not all of us are idols. Some are merely immortal.
Yeah.
Hangers-on, if you will. You'll meet them all, given time.
Do most idols live here?
Idols live here? I mean, Calliope didn't, obviously. Apollo doesn't either.
One must have special dispensation from Our Lady of Wisdom, Athena, before they can take up a private dung heap like Apollo's.
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to give up my apartment?
That's rather putting the cart before the horse, darling.
Yeah, that's
First,
actually a good point.
You must outlive the weak.
That is a good
Right.
point.
Good point.
This isn't grand.
I don't know, Pan. Olympus seems pretty grand to me.
As if mortals would know any better. This isn't the first time you've been here. I'm sure Hermes took you to Athena's dreary office.
That's here?
Yeah.
Huh.
Good one, that
Olympus.
Hermes. Almost as dull-witted as the original, but biddable.
You asked me to meet you here?
I did. Though I feared you might decline, considering your rather callous rejection earlier.
Oh, you make it another one. Let's
Regardless,
see.
my pride is intact, as is the favor you owe me, which I now wish to collect.
Oh God, what now? I was expecting this,
Oh,
but
sure.
what is
I'm
it?
totally in a position to help others right now. Lay it on me.
Here's the thing. A friend has begged for my help, and you're far better suited than I to offer what he requires.
Does he need me to sing him a lullaby?
I'll give you a key to reach the reliquary where he resides. You help him, and then we're even.
Reliquary? What is he, a bloody
If that's
leech?
not enough incentive, the reliquary is also where you'll find the lovely Hecate.
Oh, deep joy.
A sorceress of her power could aid your quest. What do you say?
Would Hecate really help me?
This Hecate. Do you think she could help me?
If she's of a mind. She is the goddess of dark magic, the creator of all our marvelous glamours. If anyone can help you, it is she.
And if she's not of a mind?
Then she won't help you. Grace, that part is up to you. I can't be expected to do everything, can
I? What is a reliquary?
What is this reliquary? Doesn't that have something to do with the bones of saints or something?
Not those relics. Our relics. The relics of ancient gods.
Our storage for relics.
Magical treasures collected over thousands of years. Books, mainly. We store them in a faraway place so no one unsavory can get their hands on them.
Unsavory like you?
Unsavory like most. Athena has decreed that these relics are not to be used by any save Hecate and herself. A rather dull waste of so much amassed knowledge and power, but who am I to judge? I'm not leader of the chorus.
Is it dangerous?
If these relics are off limits, does that mean they're dangerous?
Some.
I think that's important information
But I'm
to have.
not asking you to chase after any of that nonsense. In fact, I'd advise against it.
But what if one of those relics could help me?
My, such an adventurer you are.
No, just
It's
desperate
possible.
stay alive.
But ask Hecate first. She, and I mean this with complete and uncharacteristic seriousness, is not an idol you or anyone wishes to cross.
If he's willing to go serious on that one, that's one to listen to. First, tell me what kind of favor this
This
is.
person I'm to help. What does he want? And why can't you do it?
Well, Grace, there are some things you're better equipped to handle than
So he does want a lullaby.
This, as I understand it, is a delicate matter of the heart. One that requires a muse's hand.
A matter of the heart.
What, did you think I was sending you to rough someone up? Set something aflame? Don't be absurd. The man has an issue with his love life. Even if you can't help him, I'll treat the effort as worth the favor.
That's it?
That's it? Fix up someone's love life? Nothing trickier than that?
That can be one of the trickiest things there is.
Talk, Grace. It makes me blush.
Well, it's just that...
I trade in willing favors, Grace. If I didn't, no one would want to do as I ask, and then where would I be? I may seem untrustworthy, but allow me to reassure you. If I wish you harm, you will walk into that harm knowingly, and with open arms.
Oh, deep joy, that really inspires confidence. I assume these are building potential romances, and I'm not going to romance this guy. Did Calliope do that?
What about Calliope? Did she walk into harm knowingly and with open arms?
You tell me.
Ooh.
I could deny it, of course, but if you choose not to believe anything I say, what's the point of asking the
That's
question?
actually a really fair response. I'll consider it.
I'll think about it. But no promises.
Marvelous. The gentleman you seek is named Asterion. Lovely fellow, quite harmless. I'll send a package to your domicile that contains directions and the key you'll need to reach the reliquary.
I said no promises.
Well, if you decide to go, Grace, you'll still need all those things. Say hello to darling Hecate on my behalf, will you?
So you're saying I have to fix up the love life of my high elf thief from the Baldur's Gate 3 run? Asterion. I assume there's more than one Asterion, and that's not the one. Alright, let's go chat with Persephone before we go to the reliquary. touch base with those we know at the first.
Oh, back already, are you? It's just as well. I've asked around, called in some favors, just enough to get an idea of what all the idols are currently up to. Much as I'm loath to admit it, I'm back to thinking Pan may be our prime suspect after all.
Interesting. You changed your mind about him.
Why Pan?
I won't say going to see him yet.
I thought you'd rejected him as a suspect.
I did. It doesn't seem like his style. Pan has always preferred scheming
Yeah.
over direct confrontation. But the thing is, how did he know about you so quickly? What does he hope to gain by sticking his nose in?
A favor or two, I guess.
Half the idols owe him a favor or two. No, he's up to something else. Until I know what it is, I can't discount the possibility that he's involved in all this.
Interesting.
I actually went to see Pan at Olympus.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's
I
tell
guess
her.
that wasn't such a great idea.
It depends. What did he want this time?
He asked me to repay the favor I owe him by helping someone at a place called the Reliquary.
A reliquary? Interesting. I wonder what his angle is.
Why is that interesting?
What's so interesting about the Reliquary?
It's a magical library of sorts.
We have heard that.
Who knows why Pan's interested in it? My suggestion? Do as he asks. At the very least, Hecate might prove to be of help to you.
Yeah.
If it's written in her bloody book.
Her book?
You'll see.
Do I want to see? I'm not sure.
I want to send you to a party, Grace. One Aphrodite is holding. She and Eros know Pan perhaps better than anyone. If you go, it'll give you a chance to find out what he's really up to.
Why a party?
Why a party? Couldn't I just go wherever she lives and ask her?
You could, but if you go to this party, she'll be grateful.
Ah.
She holds it from time to time and always asked Calliope to attend, but Calliope never would.
The new muse go in when the old wouldn't.
A grateful Aphrodite might be willing to tell you what Pan is really up to.
Instead of owing a god a favour or an idol a favour, have them owe you one, or at least think they do, through gratitude. Why can't you talk to Aphrodite, though?
You know Aphrodite better than I do. Can't you talk to her?
She and I don't get along.
Like how you and Apollo don't get along?
Even more intensely than that.
Ooh, yeah,
I
don't
once
talk
said
to
some
her.
things about her husband. They were true, but unwelcome.
Yeah, let's keep you out of it.
Suffice it to say, if I showed up at Aphrodite's party, revealing Pan's secrets would be the last thing on her mind.
One wild party with a goddess of love coming up.
It's less of a wild party and more of a somber affair.
The hell are
Like a
Eros and
cocktail
Aphrodite?
party?
Let me put it this way. Apollo will likely be
Oh,
there.
good God.
Gotcha. Expectations of fun downgraded considerably.
Yeah, totally.
I'll let you know what I find.
Let's check out the journal entries. I don't think there's anything new on Freddy. Freddy. Calliope. Seen all that. Hermes. Seen all that. Aphrodite. This Aphrodite is throwing some sort of party. Persephone thinks I should go since Aphrodite knows everyone who's anyone and might be able to help me. She's been kind of vague about what the party's about, though. Should I be worried? Follow. And see Apollo at his beach house trying patch things up, but I don't know how well it went. He's helping me for Calliope's sake, right? Well, he stopped now just because he got upset at Persephone. I wonder if I'll see him again. Maybe. Probably. Athena, Persephone, okay, we've seen that. Persephone herself. Seen all that. Pan. Went to see Pan in his natural habitat this time, which it turns out is a giant garden on the roof of a magical office building. Go figure. Anyhow, he's calling in the favour I owe him and sending me to some place called the Reliquary, which I get to use. Get to by using a magic key and finding a shipping container at the docks. Greeks and idols love life. Weird, but okay. I guess I assumed Pan's favours would involve, I don't know, mysterious things, illegal things. Has to be more to this. It's interesting. I thought Apollo and Persephone had kind of dismissed Pan being a suspect, sorry. But when we were all together, but now Persephone has second thoughts. He thinks he's a schemer, and his sudden appearance was too convenient. So he's back on the list of suspects, I guess. I still don't see this as Pan's domain. Murder, no. He's got something going on, but he's always got something going on. He's a schemer and a mischief maker. What that is, I don't know. Now he could be trying to cover or cause problems that get in the way of finding the true murderer, but I don't think it's him. Wrong. Interesting. Very interesting. Another talk to Persephone. I don't think we need to go again to Persephone. Aphrodite's party or the reliquary. I guess we're going to go to a party.
Fancy party? Check. Bunch of strangers? Check. Grace totally not dressed for the occasion? Check. Now, if only I knew what I was supposed to be doing here.
Grace? You're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm invited, aren't I?
I'm just surprised you even knew it was happening.
We'll find out.
Persephone said I should come to this. Whatever this is.
Persephone didn't tell you? Why am I not surprised?
So tell me. You didn't tell me either.
I came to see you, Apollo, and I don't recall you mentioning it. Persephone said it could help.
You don't have any of Calliope's memories, right? No déjà vu, recollections that aren't your own?
No. Should I have?
Not right away. For a while, you won't remember anything. We call it the veil. In time, the veil will start to lift, slowly at first, but eventually you'll remember almost everything Calliope did.
Yeah, nobody
Seems
told
like
me
the
that.
sort of thing you should tell a new idol.
Yeah.
New idols are usually chosen. You would know about this already, except...
Except...
Calliope was murdered. Yeah, if it was a choice, it was who
Remember
to
how
die
old we
with.
all are. There are so many memories, so the veil lifts gradually to protect you.
Wow.
Eventually, it's like a flood. It becomes difficult to separate what's you and what's them.
Yeah.
And all who came before them.
That could be very confusing. I've mentioned before I'm a recovered survivor of child abuse, and one of the things that upsets a lot of survivors is that your memory is not always consistent, obviously, for obvious reasons, which leads you to questioning and doubting and being confused. I can only imagine gradually recovering thousands of years of memories. Has to be even worse than that. That sounds awful.
I'm learning this now? What are you talking about? It sounds like drowning.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that way, I promise. You'll still be you, you'll just also be everyone else.
It sounds terrible. I don't even want to think about it.
I understand.
In fact, it's gradual and you don't know what's going on.
Let it
Well, at
sink
least she
in.
knows
If you
what's
like,
going
we
on.
can talk about it later.
What does this have to do with the party?
Aphrodite hasn't been the same since we came to the New World. She has horrific memories of what she endured during the war.
Which war?
Passing on her eidolon is a way to forget, for a while. And that's what this party is for.
Aphrodite's going to die?
When you say she's gonna pass
Wait,
on her
what?
eidolon, you mean...
She's going to die, yes.
What?
And pass her soul on to a chosen successor. We're here to help, Grace. To make it easier for Aphrodite to do what she feels she must. We're here to say goodbye. At least for a while.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a fascinating one. Here it's, I guess, exhaustion with life. But I've always held that the right to keep your life going or not is always one of your paramount rights. Many don't agree with that thought. There are many reasons I do. But this is so challenging to just say, well, yeah, I want to die. And for what reason? Mind you, I can't imagine how soul tired you must be and ready to go after this. Is it like essentially an extreme depression? Is it like a deterioration of the mind, such as you might have with Alzheimer's or whatever, just through being overwhelmed by years and years and years of life? Millennia? Can't imagine what it's like, but this is so challenging. I'm playing Grace. Not me. This is a roleplay game. Grace isn't going to be thinking like that. She's going to say, I don't like this at all.
I don't know, Apollo. I don't like the whole idea.
You want her help, don't you?
Yes, but...
At least speak with Aphrodite before you make a final decision. She's not here just yet. Until she arrives, I suggest mingling.
Mingling?
Yeah, mingling. Talk to Eros. Or we can talk more if you like. Just try to relax, Grace.
Sure, yeah. Relax. That's what this party is for, right?
Chat with Eros. Wow, this is a fascinating part.
Grace!
Hey, Eros. Nice to...
What?
Oh. Okay.
Aphrodite will be so happy you're here. It means so much, you have no idea.
Are you okay?
Are you okay? You seem a bit...
Every time she does this, I don't know how to handle it. I almost want to run upstairs and demand she stop. Remind her that this never works.
Never works?
Sorry, I shouldn't unload on you. It's been a bad week.
What does that mean? An interesting one there. Before I get to that, let me say the reason I went with this sounds horrific for her is not only how challenging that must be to slowly absorb someone else's memories and try and fit them into yours and your experience in your life, but also she's seen what happens when one Eidolon dies. She's under threat of being killed because of one Eidolon dying and passing on to her. So she's going to have other challenges from that, even though this seems to be a willing one rather than a murder. But this one, he is her son. Now, we've already heard they're not actual family, but they're related that way, and he sees her that way. Sees her as his mother. I can only imagine that must be terrible watching your mother die repeatedly, even if you know it's just the way things happen. But at the same time, he says it's never successful. What does that mean? Well, she's going to be sympathetic. Those are my questions.
Hey, I understand. This can't be easy.
She's the one who is suffering. I shouldn't be complaining. I just hate this. I'm there every day, going through it all with her.
She is suffering.
The nightmares, the panic attacks, the weeks when she just won't get out of bed.
It is like a mental illness.
I'm there when
depression,
she gets
anxiety.
the war's over, and I hold her until the screaming stops. Me. I do that.
That sounds awful.
And now I'm arranging her gathering again, so she can die again. And I'll watch it all again.
What has she been through? What war? What has she been through? What happened?
Is it okay if I ask what happened? I don't mean to pry, but I'm new. I really don't know.
No, it's okay. I wouldn't usually talk about it, but I know you don't mean any harm. What happened is that Brother Ares happened.
Uh-oh.
He missed out on the first world-spanning war, you see. So he was damned if he'd miss out on the next one.
God of
He
War.
found some jack-booted mortals, so
The
full of themselves and their
Nazis.
supremacy. And he told them
Wow.
about the idols. Then they came for us. Took us completely by surprise. Some they killed, but Aphrodite, her they
Oh dear God.
captured.
What they did to some of their captives.
Yeah. Oh,
What race did she look like at the time as well? Wow. This game got heavy. From the perspective of abuse, from the perspective of terror, from the perspective of mental illness, from a historical perspective. All that you can read into this, if you've read around or experienced any of that, is... Oh, this game's good. This game's good. Her first thing is going to be, did she escape? What did she go through?
Aphrodite was captured, but she's here now. So she must have escaped.
she didn't. Do you know the name Hephaestus?
The Forge. Yes.
No. Should
Smith
I?
of the Gods.
God of smiths. He could make anything, any tool or weapon. He was Aphrodite's husband, and he adored her.
Uh-huh, I forgot that
When he
bit,
found
yeah.
out the mortals were torturing her, he went mad. He was determined to save her.
Did he create the bomb?
They tortured her?
Nothing extreme, I'm told. They were too frightened, but they were also determined to wring every last secret out of her. So,
Oh,
who
God.
knows how long that fear would have lasted. Thus,
Nothing
Hephaestus
extreme.
made a deal.
With the, jackbooted guys.
No, with their enemies. That's what saved her.
Well, the bomb attacked Japan, not the Nazis. Not Germany at the time. It attacked imperialistic Japan. Germany was finished when it dropped. So I was wondering if he'd taken the part of Oppenheimer or one of the people with him on the Manhattan Project. Oh, I am fascinated. Alright, tell me about this deal. Grace doesn't remember any of this. This isn't her. I don't think history's her forte. Tell me about this deal.
This deal is how Aphrodite survived.
It's how we all survived. It's what brought us to the new world.
Oh.
Hephaestus saved us all. We never saw him again. That was the deal. He would leave, make their precious weapons, and never look back. Aphrodite never even got to say goodbye.
Oh,
It's
shit.
funny, because Aphrodite didn't even like Hephaestus when they were married. She seemed to resent every minute they were together. But now he's all she can think about.
Yeah. As I understand it, police and anyone else, social workers, etc., who deal with domestic violence know that it's one of the most dangerous things. Because there might be a lot of anger and hatred and pain in a relationship, but you step into that and that can be turned on you in a moment. Yeah, there's anger and pain and hatred because of abuse. It can be both ways, or either way. There's a lot of love underlying that. A lot of need, a lot of other things, which is why they're together still. She might have been angry at being with Hephaestus. But someone else took him out of the picture. He had to leave her, and now she's missing him. Wow. Is there no other way?
Is there no other way? Does Aphrodite really need to...
To die?
Wow.
I've asked that so many times. She's tried magic, drugs, psychotherapy, meditation, everything we could possibly think of. For a while, she'll deny anything's wrong. It all seems fine, and I start to hope. Maybe this time will be different. Then the nightmares begin, and the memories return. More with each passing day until... I hate it, but I see her agony. I can't deny her this.
Interesting, because Hermes also tell us that he took over from an idol who didn't want to carry on? How often does this happen? It's like suicide.
Maybe I just don't understand, but isn't this like suicide?
Some of the idols have committed suicide. They let themselves die
without
passing on their eidolon.
What happens?
What you'd expect. They're gone. Forever. Mother says she can't do that. She won't. Not until she sees Hephaestus again, I suspect. Not that what's happening here is anything casual. She still has to die. For a while.
Pass her eidolon on someone else who then has to go through that. Dear God. I want to stop this.
Maybe I shouldn't ask, but is there any way to change Aphrodite's mind?
You say that as if I haven't tried. If only... She'll ask you to use your power as part of the celebration. Could you use it to inspire her?
I can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to, Eros.
That's not what I'm asking.
He asked you to inspire her.
I believe that deep down, she doesn't want to do this any longer. She must see it isn't working. She just needs the strength to try. Or I hope that's all she needs.
If anyone from Summerfall Games is watching, and I very much doubt they are, but if they are, I have a message for you boys and girls. Well, some of you guys are girls, I think it's a couple of guys that run it, but either way, I have a message for you. Get on with the new game, because this is too fucking good to miss. Get working. This is good. I'll do my best.
I'll try.
She'll commit.
If you think it'll do some good.
I don't know if it will. I just find it hard to believe it could get any worse.
Huh. Famous last words.
Tell me about it. Do whatever you think is right, Grace. And thank you.
We're going to end it there. We're at 42 minutes already. Wow. I am loving this game. And the power of songs to bring emotion and inspiration and joy and pain for a story. Why has no one done this before? Alright, my friends, hit the like, comment, subscribe if you want to help the channel grow. Enjoy your coffee. You have a blessed day.